Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare hare-rama hare-rama Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva, Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Goranitai, Jaya Goranitai, Jaya Goranitai, Jaya Goranitai. Goranita, Goranita, Jaya Goranita, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Pada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Shila Prabhupada. Shri Panchatattva ki jai, Shri Gornitai ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 19, Text 11. Okay, let's sit like this. Sambada Vrishana Sopi Yajaya Kupalabdayam Kalambahutitam Badre Kamarnadya Pitushati Sambada Vrishana Sopi Yajaya Kupalabdaya Kalambahutitam Badre Kamarnadya Pitushati Sambada Vrishana Sopi Jaya Upalabdaya Kalambahutita Padre Kamarnadya Pitushati Sambada Vrishana Sopi Yajaya Kupalabdaya Kalam Bahutitam Badre Kamaitanapi Tushati. Sambada Vrishana Sopi Yajaya Kupalabdaya Kalam Bahutitam Badre Nadya Pitushati. Sambada Vrishana rejoin with his testicles. Saha, he. Api, also. He, indeed. Ajaya, with a she-goat. Kupalabdaya, whom he got from the well. Kalam, for a time. Bahutitam, of a long, long duration. Badre, oh my dear wife. Kamai, with such lusty desires. Na, not. Adya api, even until now. Tushati, is satisfied. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My dear wife, when the he-goat had his testicles restored, he enjoyed the she-goat he had gotten from the well. But although he continued to enjoy for many, many years, even now he has not been fully satisfied. Purport. When one is bound by affection for one's wife, one is attached to sexual desires that are very difficult to overcome. Therefore, according to Vedic civilization, one must voluntarily leave his so-called home and go to the forest. Pancha Shordam Vanam Vrajet. Human life is meant for such tapasya or austerity. By the austerity of voluntarily stopping sex life at home and going to the forest to engage in spiritual activities in the association of the devotees, one achieves the actual purpose of human life. Okay, I'll read the next text also. Oh my dear wife, with beautiful eyebrows, I am exactly like that he-goat, for I am so poor in intelligence that I am captivated by your beauty and have forgotten the real task of self-realization. Purport. If one remains a victim of the so-called beauty of his wife, his family life is nothing but a dark well. Hitvatma patam griham andakupam. Existence in such a dark well is certainly suicidal. If one wants relief from the miserable condition of material life, one must voluntarily give up his lusty relationship with his wife. Otherwise, there is no question of self-realization. Unless one is extremely advanced in spiritual consciousness, household life is nothing but a dark well in which one commits suicide. Prahlad Maharaj therefore recommended that in due time, at least after one's 50th year, one must give up household life and go to the forest. Vanam gato yad darim ashrayata. There one should seek shelter at the lotus feet of Hari. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. I was reading these two verses because they say more or less the same thing, and in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says more or less the same thing, which is, of course, that we should abandon this goat business and go to the forest. What does it actually mean to go to the forest? So the forest, actually, Prahlad Maharaj, when he's speaking these verses, this forest means Vrindavan. It means this actually means to go and dedicate your whole life for spiritual advancement. So this is one point. But actually, the mood of our parampara is not that of going to the forest. The mood of Srila Prabhupada was living in Vrindavan. He was Rajabasi. He was very respected, so he said, no, I will go to America. And everyone was thinking, oh, how can you go to America? No, this is a crazy place. And it's true, like it is a crazy place. And Srila Prabhupada said, no, my spiritual master sent me to America to distribute Krishna consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada's mood was that of leaving Vrindavan, actually, going out of the forest and going to the craziest places just to distribute Krishna consciousness. So actually he was bringing Vrindavan to everyone, like even the most unqualified people, like me, for example. So this temple has exactly that purpose, to bring Krishna consciousness to people. So its main purpose is to reach out to people, to give Krishna consciousness to people. And Srila Prabhupada insisted for this Sankirtan. Why? Because most of the people don't come to the temple. You will see now today will be a Sunday feast. You will see how many of these 2 million people in Slovenia come. And yesterday we were out in the center for Harinam, and we saw that there was probably a bit more people than what the people, the ones that will come here. So that's the mood. Okay, they don't come to the temple, we go to them. No problem. And otherwise, like we have no business. What do we do in Ljubljana? I mean, if you think it's a nice city, come on, let's be serious. I mean, it's better than probably it's better than New York and other cities, but it's like it's a crazy city. Everything is crazy in the material world. So our business is to go out to people and give them Krishna consciousness. And of course, we have a temple, and we try to create an environment that these people we meet and that they are interested, they can come somewhere and say, okay, I want to become Krishna consciousness. How? Okay, and then okay, look, we have deities, we have a nice place. Srila Prabhupada would say that if you would sit under a tree, nobody would come to hear him. So yes, we have a nice temple, so people can come and sit comfortably and maybe listen something. You're like, Krishna, maybe. So that's why we have this Srila Prabhupada marathon, where we try to reach out to people, especially in, maybe we'll talk another time how this started. But in December, people are more in this jolly mood, in this how to say, festive spirit. It's not so much about it's interior related to Christmas, and maybe they have a glimpse of some spiritual value, but not too much. But anyway, they are in a mood toward, sometimes they are more generous, so we try to use this in Krishna consciousness. Okay, you're more generous, you want to buy things, no problem. Here's the books, be generous. So we use this, we gave them the opportunity to engage somehow. And we saw yesterday, people, they hear some music, and they have no idea what that is, and they hear it, and they're like, some were dancing, some were singing. More or less, I met this, one of these days, I met this guy, he saw me, he understood that I'm a Hare Krishna. I wasn't wearing devotional clothes, but he understood. And he was chanting there, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I mean, he was drunk. It was like I was trying to make him stop chanting because he was he was just giving a bad impression. And then he started preaching. I stopped someone. He was starting preaching. Like something. I have no idea what he was telling because he was speaking in Slovenia. So anyway, people somehow or other they take to Krishna consciousness. He was like drunk, he was smoking, but anyway, to some degree he appreciated. So similarly, when we go for Harinam, people they say, it's nice music, and that's some devotional service. It's called Lagyata Sukriti. They do some devotional service. They sing, they dance. Some people even sing, Okay, and this is very nice. And the idea is that everyone can participate in this. That's so nice about this group yagyas, that everyone can participate in different capacities. And if you participate, if you put because eventually it's about putting your consciousness in this yagya. It's not so much about putting the body. You can put the body there, but if you put your consciousness, but if you put your body, is called probably it's more like karma yoga. But if you put your consciousness behind this project, then you get the benefits. Just a bit. I was thinking from practical perspective. Like if you have Sankirtan, some devotees go out like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours every day. And if they have to come back and do some services in the temple, then probably they will not go 5, 6 hours every day. They will do go less, and then there will be less books distributed. So and if they don't have prasadam, they will probably also go a bit less hours. They will go 2 hours and then will say, okay, enough is enough. So that's, and because it's a group effort, everyone gets the benefit. That's the idea. Even from practical perspective, these devotees who go out cannot go out if there's no proper support. So that's why. For this we have also individual scores, but most important is the group scores. Also when we have these Harinam tours, we always have the group score because it's a group effort. You don't say, okay, this guy has distributed 50 books, but this guy was singing, so he didn't distribute any books. But because he was singing nicely, the people were attentive, and this Sankirtan devotee said, "Oh, you like this music? Yeah, take a book." That's it. Anyway. And the idea is that it's a marathon. It's important to keep our sadhana and do the things in the right way. There's this classical example. Sometimes we judge some things by the results, which is good. Like Srila Prabhupada used to be very happy when he heard the results. But it's important to have these results long term, not short term. And we should also look into how these results are done. I'll just give you an example, very, very practical. Like you can have someone who is thinking, okay, I will sell my house. He's selling his house. He gets 300,000 euros. And he goes to Las Vegas and puts everything on 7. Yeah, you're like, okay, 7 is my lucky number. And you put everything on 7, and he wins. Amazing, like he wins. It's like now he has 15 million euros. I don't know. I didn't do the math, but probably 6, probably something like this. So, what would you say? Is this an intelligent person or a stupid person? Completely stupid, huh? So, I mean, he's a lucky. He's very lucky, but that's a completely unintelligent decision to do. Like. Nobody would ever think of doing such a thing. So that's just an example that you can get lucky. I mean, short term, but if you do unintelligent things, eventually it will not work. So it's very important that you do things in an intelligent way and don't cut the corners. Like you can cut. I mean, maybe in last week you can cut on sadhana a bit, and then you recover. But if you cut from first week, you start cutting on sadhana, on chant your round at midnight, and that, you won't last, like how will you last until the end of the marathon, Yeah. Because this runs on spiritual power. There will be no spiritual power. So that's one thing. Very important to do the things in the right way, like in the proper consciousness and without cutting the corners. You cut the corners. So many examples, even in ISKCON, in ISKCON, where they were distributing so many books and boom, something happened, things went down. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened, but this is important to know that you have to do things in the right way. And just to get a bit the idea about the mood in which we have to be in this marathon. There's this example of Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda's preaching. Yeah, I mean, everyone has heard about the story of Jagai and Madai. So this is the classical story of, for many things. So it starts with Lord Chaitanya. He's calling Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur, and he's instructing them to go out and preach. So this is actually the instruction of Lord Chaitanya. Yeah, of course, we know in South India when he met this Kurma Brahmana, he gave him this instruction, Yare Dekatareka Krishna Upadesha, Maragya Guru Anataray Desha. Whoever you meet, tell them about Krishna. So this is the instruction he gave in South India. And here he gives the same instruction to Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur. And he tells them how to preach. It's simple preaching. He says, he's basically telling them, you go there and you tell them to worship Krishna, to surrender to Krishna. Of course, it's a different culture, so there's some, and maybe the method can be a bit different. But that was a simple method they were using. Just go to everyone and say, please chant Hare Krishna. And because they knew what's Hare Krishna, they would chant for more than 5 minutes, like not repeat like pebrots. So Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur said, okay, we have to, this is the instruction. So they started going. And of course, when they went for preaching, they met many types of people. Like they were going door to door, but probably now they will go to BTC or or the center of Ljubljana or something. That's we have to sometimes see what's the principles and what is the details. So the principle is that they were going where the people were. So they were going door to door. Now probably they would go to some other places. They will find where are the people. We have to meet the people. So they were going, and sometimes people were favorable, and sometimes people were not so favorable. So and one day they saw this Jagai and Madai. They were there was a huge scene there, like they were drunk, and they were huge. They were big guys, and these Jagai and Madais were the most sinful. It's described that they would do everything that you could imagine. Like they would kill brahmanas. They would and they were like some local mafia, and nobody would even dare come closer. So Lord Nityananda is thinking, okay, look, these are the most fallen. Okay, good. So this is our target for today. And they were thinking, this is not to be imitated, like everyone is very fallen, and if you don't have the potency of Lord Nityananda, it's better to look for some people who have at least some pious background, some pious credit. And but Lord Nityananda was thinking, look, we're gonna convert these two, and if we convert these two, then everyone will surrender to Lord Chaitanya, because they will see, look, this works, this process really works. So, so Lord Nityananda went and said, okay, please chant Hare Krishna. What can I say? And please don't waste your life in these sinful activities, and please chant Hare Krishna, and surrender to Krishna. And what was their reaction? They were like, yes, whoa, what a good idea. Oh, we didn't think about it. So they were like, they became very furious, and they started. They were screaming, beat them, kill them, catch them. So Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur said, okay, maybe today it's a good idea to run. Run for our lives. And so they start running, and this Jagai and Madai running after them. And because they were a bit drunk and big, somehow they escaped, and there's this there's this nice funny conversation between Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur. While they are running, they're also discussing, and Haridas Thakur says, I'm never going for preaching with you again. Never. Look what trouble you're getting us into. And apparently they had this, they were going like this before, and Haridas Thakur was a bit older. So every time Lord Nityananda would do something, and they would run, and they would always catch Haridas Thakur, like he would always be the one, like Lord Nityananda would run faster because he was younger, and they would always catch Haridas Thakur, and he would always have to explain, actually, please. Apparently that was the tradition. So Haridas Thakur was in that before, so he knew, okay, I have to run, and they were jokingly in this mood of Haridas Thakur was criticizing jokingly Lord Nityananda that I'm never going for preaching with you, and that's actually the dharma of the preaching devotees, because many things happen, like you go out, many crazy things happen. Like Slovenia is quite a civilized country, so not so many things, so many crazy things happen. But you meet many crazy people. So yeah, it's an austerity from that perspective. So they are running, they escape, and they're like, and then because what they were doing was that every day when they came back, they would report the results to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur would go out, and when they came back, they would report to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya was waiting there. So, how is your preaching today? Oh, we met this guy, and then this day Lord Chaitanya was like, so, how was your preaching? Well, we met these crazy guys and this and that. And Lord Chaitanya was thinking, no, I will go and kill him. I will go and kill them for acting like this with my devotees. Like Lord Chaitanya is very tolerant, but when something happens to the devotees, he's not so tolerant. But also Lord Nityananda said, look, you have to kill everyone if you kill them. So they say, okay, we'll give another chance. So then after some time, Lord Nityananda also came back to where Jagai and Madai were. So they were there, and Haridas Thakur was like, come on, maybe we go to other place, like we came for Sankirtan in this place before, and they were it's not a good spot, like. And Lord Nityananda says, no, we're going. Today we're going to see Jagai and Madai. Shri Panchatattva ki jai. So Lord Nityananda says, we're going. Okay, we're going. And then Lord Nityananda came there, and he's like, hello, please chant Hare Krishna. Same strategy. And because they were so, they were always drunk and angry. So Madai just pick up a pot out of, how do you say, call this in English? Clay, yeah, clay pot, and he hit Lord Nityananda. And he hit him on the head. And Lord Nityananda is really bleeding. Like there's really a lot of blood coming out of Lord Nityananda's body. And what's the reaction of Lord Nityananda? Like this is for me amazing. Like if someone would hit me with something in the head, I would like react or something. But Lord Nityananda is looking, and he's smilingly is looking at them. He's like, yeah, no worries. You hit me, no problem. But please chant Hare Krishna. So this is the compassion and the sacrifice of Lord Nityananda, and this is what changes the hearts of people. When you see this kind of sacrifice, when you see this kind of compassion, then people change. They're like, okay, and then Madai wants to pick another pot and throw at Lord Nityananda, and then Jagai says, no, can't you see this as this is a real sadhu? This sadhu is for real. So by this behavior, by this compassion, by this spirit of sacrifice of Lord Nityananda, Jagai's heart was changed. Like it was like, okay, there was a shift there. Okay, this is something special. This is something different. This is the first devotional service Jagai has done. Like he's like, stop him, Madai, don't hit this guy. Like, yeah, I mean, we're rascals. We do all sorts of things, but this is too much. This is really too much. So of course then Lord Chaitanya comes and gets his chakra and he says, I will kill you. What happens to... And Lord Nityananda said, no, you misunderstood. This guy was trying to help him, and Madai also is changed, and said like, yeah, sorry, and they surrender to Lord Chaitanya. So the idea, there's many things in this story, but one of the most important thing is this compassion, this spirit of sacrifice of Lord Nityananda. And this is what changes hearts of people. So, and also that's what brings the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So if you have a bit, probably we don't have to be hit in the head with and so on, and probably we don't have to go to Jagai and Madai. But if you have a bit of this spirit of sacrifice, then we'll get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, and also we might change some hearts. Some, some. We go there and people say, confused, these guys, they are beggars, they want money, and we have to show them some heart, some of our heart. Look, we're not doing this for money. We don't care about the money, Krishna has all the money. We're doing this for you, to give you something. And people have never seen something like this, they were like, wow. So, yeah, if we have this spirit, then not only, we will distribute some books, and we will also change some hearts. And, Lord Chaitanya will be happy. Srila Prabhupada maybe will be also happy. So that's one quality to meditate on, this compassion and this sacrifice spirit, giving everything for Krishna, for Prabhupada, to push this movement, Okay, I'll stop here. If there are some comments, concerns, questions. Okay.
Hare Krishna, thank you for a good lecture. You are just trying to understand Chaitanya Charitamrita in a good way. Yeah. Just question would be about compassion. If we, my problem when I am not compassionate is that I very often expect from people, from other person, to do something immediately, and it is not possible. Huh? So my comment and my question to you is that helpful to not think that we can change people, at least that we cannot change people immediately. It can be part of compassion also and tolerance.
Yeah, as I said before, this compassion we might feel, we might not feel, but this is Srila Prabhupada's compassion. And if we're acting on this, then we're compassionate in some way, even if we don't feel compassion. I don't feel compassion, but Srila Prabhupada is compassionate, and I'm a tool for his compassion. That's all. Does it help? Yeah, of course it does. Sometimes there's this question that how are people going to change, and. This process is very powerful, but people have been millions of lifetimes engaged in sinful activities. So if you expect that things will happen like this, it's it's not the way it's gonna happen. Many times we have again and again we have the same discussion. We meet people on Sankirtan or on Harinam. They are so favorable, they are so fired up, they are so enthusiastic to meet you. And then you say, okay, you give him your number, you exchange, and then you invite them to the temple. And you have 10 people like that in a day, you know, like, and then nobody comes. Why they don't come, you know? Why? There is a very simple explanation. Because that's not their level, that's your level. You know, by the power of the Harinam, by the power of Sankirtan devotees, by the spiritual power, they get in that energy, you know. But the moment this Sankirtan devotee, this Harinam goes away, they are back in their normal state. But this doesn't mean that nothing happened. A seed is planted there, you know, like. And these books, you know, like also, we say nobody is reading the books. I mean, yeah, many people just take them and put them on the shelf, and yeah. But some people are reading, you know. Some people are secretly become devotees. Sometimes the reaction is a lot of time later. You know, like you know Prem Kumar Prabhu. He's the Italian devotee from Copper. He told me his story. His parents got a Chaitanya Charitamrita, not the full set, just one of the books, when he was 2 years old. 2, you know, like he was a baby. And at 21, or something, around 20, in his 20s, he read this. And he became a devotee. He was like, you know, like, so sometimes, you know, there is something, you know, there's some seed, there's something, but yeah, you know, sometimes it's not immediate. And that's why we have to push again and again and again and again and again. You have to go for Harinam again, you have to go for Sankirtan again, you have to meet them. You put a bit, and eventually, like, you know, like they say, the apple falls suddenly, but it grows in a very long time. So that's, I mean, it's not black or white, but that's a way of understanding, you know, like you put some water, today you put some water, tomorrow you put some water, like you put water for, you know, half a year, and then you see that a nice apple and like, wow, you know. But if you expect, you know, like example, this agriculture, this whole nature is like that, you know, like if you plant a seed and if you go next day to say, oh, are we there yet? Come on, just be realistic. Don't just dig it, you know. Just put water. We put water. So that's why you have to push again and again. You put more. Sometimes devotees say, "Okay, we distributed 500,000 books in Slovenia." No, it's not enough. You have to go more and meet these devotees, meet these people who have, and meet them again and again and again and again and again, and eventually, you know, they will surrender after some time. So it's, yeah, I don't know. That's my understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Bol.